Good evening, everyone. How are we doing? Thanks a lot for joining me. I'm yet to actually catch up on the final scores from some of the matches from tonight, so we'll definitely tackle that at some point. If you're watching the stream after we've been live, thanks a lot for joining me. We're going to be participating. We're going to be going through some of the new features and everything. I've selected 3 of my guys from a Hall of Fame. I dropped a video earlier on today. If you just kind of exploring all the new features and stuff. So if you haven't checked that out, it's on the channel. Go and watch that at your pleasure. But in the stream tonight, what I'd like to see is in the comments section, which is different to the live chat, okay, but in the comments section of the video, if you're watching this after we've went live, I want you to pick somebody from my gallery who you think should enter the Hall of Fame, and that could be based on the content as you've seen it, or just you might have a wee flick through it and think who you think is the best player, or whatever it could be. And then in the comment section down below, if you see a player that you would be nominating, just like the comment of the first person to nominate them. And then what I'll do, like for the stream next Thursday, so a week today, is I'll go back, check out the comments, and see who we'll add in a people's entry into the FC Barcelona's inaugural Hall of Fame. So yeah, so feel free to join in with that. It's been a great day, absolutely crazy. You know, with the new features and all that stuff coming on, I really look forward to making a video about it as soon as it came out, and I hope you've had a chance to see it. And on top of that, we also got a new club racing. Yesterday, the day before, we got 5 Italian clubs, and I think something else just happened as well. I can't remember what. All the SoRare Data private leagues started as well. So it's been a great couple of days. I've actually went out as well, and I've had a wee bit of retail therapy. I've went and bought myself about, I don't know, about 5 or 6 toys or something. I still haven't received this mad box from America, but I'm having to like restructure my display and everything now, and it's a pure can of worms situation. But the fun part about doing all this is the exact same fun that I had today when I was going through all the new features and everything, in terms of checking all the stuff I'd unlocked, making squads for the first time, thinking about, oh, how can I organise it, checking on Twitter. And at first when I was doing it, I was kind of thinking about 5 guys, you know, like SO5. And I was going on Twitter, people are putting like 40 people on a list and stuff, and I was like, oh man, I'm doing this all wrong. So I went back and I made another couple of lists and stuff, so we'll go through all that as we dig through the video. How have you enjoyed all the new features that have come on today? Have you went and bought anything from the club shop? Have you changed your banner? Have you got a new badge? Have you went and done any of that kind of thing? Let me know. I'm keeping my coins. I'm hopeful they'll bring out something that's a bit more to my personal taste, in terms of maybe something that's green and white perhaps, or yada yada, whatever it might be. But yeah, have you bought anything? Have you dipped your toe in that water? Got a few guys in the comment section already. Roma do like a big defeat to the English. Oh, is it fit? Do you know, I seen it was 2 each, and then I seen somebody tweet right before I came live, and it was saying like Man United have scored 4 goals or something. I was like, no way, man, if they've scored another 2. Cavani's a monster. Blitzkrieg, my man, fist bump, good to see you. Bob Flynn, good to see you, pal. Roma look fantastic today. Okay, cool. If they get beat, I'm interested to know why, Bob. Is it just open play? I know Mancini didn't play. Paul Lopez went off. I got that notification. I'm guessing injured after 15 minutes. Blitzkrieg, hello Quinny. When you are creating your private league on SoRare Data and SoRare Brag, one love to join. The Bragg one, I'll get round to that. I just seen that going live like today or yesterday or whatever it was. With the SoRare Data one, I think I might make another one after this one finishes. But with that, like obviously Max, the guy who runs SoRare Data, he organised it all basically. So I didn't even realise it was limited participants to the extent that it was until I went to like, I only really made that league like literally about an hour before the tweet. I kind of knew it was coming a day or 2 prior. So I just thought I'll just put it out, and whoever's, you know, fastest finger first can get in it. And you know, I do want to, I want the Flint Michigan Mega Bowl to mean something. So I want to really try and pick a few different cards in my gallery as well, but I really do want to make a good stab at it. If I did win it, I wouldn't obviously take the card. I'd give it to whoever finished second or whatever. But I want to win the Flint Michigan Mega Bowl, and I'm trying not to spread myself too thin in terms of my field of view on the competitions I'm looking to attack and whatever as well. You do want to keep yourself well abreast of everything that's going on, don't get me wrong, but just because it's the first ever Flint Michigan Mega Bowl, I want it to be a belter. I want it to be really competitive. On that note, if you're watching this and you're one of the 9 contestants in the Flint Michigan Mega Bowl, drop me a DM on Twitter. I was actually thinking about getting a group chat together of like the 9 of us that are in it, and we'll get some bants, we'll have some fun. So Blitzkrieg, look out for the next one. Card hour. Good to see it. Bob, oh, you're being sarcastic. Fair enough. I can't read sarcasm, I'm sorry. So I think the first thing we'd probably do is we look at the pitiful team that we threw out in the last the last game week. Do you know, the D3 wasn't that far away. We were really on a big hit and hope on Akinola because I just didn't think I was going to have any other striker play, and you know, I'll tell you in a moment how that kind of backfired on us a little bit. But you know, the outfield all got decent scores. You know, it was usually the second super rare and the only striker in the team kind of letting us down. But 40 points off a tier 2 rare at this stage of the game week, pretty much said and done really at this point, isn't actually that bad a showing. All-Star D4, we brought in El Tigre, we brought in Radamel Falcao, and again, my only strikers that were available was Akinola or Rio Hitate, who has 5 DNPs on the spin or something like that. And what do you know? He starts and he scores in the 3rd minute. It's just like, oh my god. I was so close to just going, you know, live by the gallery, die by the gallery, just play him, and if he plays, he plays. That's where I was at. And then I seen how cheap Falcao was going, and I knew he was coming back, and I was like, similar to Akinola, I know he'll feature, and as long as he features, that might stand me in good stead to actually go and bag something. And that did transpire. You know, Falcao did pick up his token points, which is fine. But Steve Clark, which was a wee bit of a gamble because he missed the last game through injury, I kind of thought it was in preparation of this match. That backfired, and Mensa, out the blue, DNP'd. So not even any ETH this game week. Actually, pretty pitiful. Normally the midweeks are kind to us. We were really close. Again, I'm pretty sure, I've not even checked Hitate's score. Let's check it now. I'm pretty sure with Hitate in that squad, we would have managed to get across the line. I think in 75, yeah, we definitely would have added on an extra 40 points onto either one of those teams. I think we make it across the line. Let me just go back and check the maths before I stick my hat on that. But yeah, another 40 points. Yeah, he'd have done that, no problem. Another 50 really on him with the multiplier. Would he have been captain? Nah, probably not. And on this, another 70 points on top of, well, we wouldn't really been, it would have been on top of Falcao, so about another 40 odd points. Nah, wouldn't have made a difference. So it would have got us something at D3 level, unfortunately, but I would have never played him in D3 over the Akinola because Akinola cannot be played in the D4. So I'm not really kicking myself over that too bad, because I still wouldn't have got the E for anything. Could have played Valenzuela instead of Mensa, but I wasn't making that decision. I didn't make that decision, so I don't feel too bad because you can't regret decisions you wouldn't have made, you know. Now, if you're joining us live, we've got a bunch of these here now. Thanks a lot for joining us. I can explain this at the beginning of the video for the people that will catch this after we've been live, but I've already inducted 3 guys into the inaugural FC Barcelona Hall of Fame. Memphis Depay, Ayo Tanaka and Kieran Trippier, all for various reasons. You can probably imagine why. I talk about it in the video when I pick them. But spot number 4 is going to be the people's entry, right? It's going to be you guys. So in the comment section, not the live chat, in the comment section, nominate a player from my gallery. Look through the comment section, see if someone's nominated the player you're going to nominate, and just like their comment, and I'll just kind of use it like an upvote kind of situation. And then next Thursday I'll come back and we'll make our 4th entry into the FC Barcelona inaugural Hall of Fame. But this feature, guys, is amazing. Highly recommend you check out the video. I had good fun going through it all, and I've managed to kick about. And I'll show you this one. I don't think I didn't make this on the video, but I've got Quinn's Old Boys. These are all like kind of Celtic related cards. They're not all like Celtic players, of course. Like Robbo was at the club when he was like 14 or something daft like that, but you can't really count that. Snoddy never played for Celtic, but he's a known fan. And Jordan, of course, grew up in Parkhead under the guise of a legend in Henrik Larsson. And then we do have a lot of ex-players, and we've got a Jetty who's a current player. You might be sitting there at home and thinking, Timo Weah? Yes, Timo Weah was on loan at us for 6 months, right before his £20 million transfer to Lille, or whatever it was. PSG gave us a shot of him, and yeah, he did okay for us. Wee bit flimsy for Scotland, it must be said, but he did well, scored a few goals. Yeah, so I really enjoyed making that because it is a theme of the gallery, and some of these guys I just don't sell them because of their association and the limited ability I have for those types of guys. The best 5's been updated. I'm really happy where the best 5 looks now. It's not because it used to just be like Dorsch and Yamain and Bailey who have all sold. It's just like it's just giving me like seller's remorse, if you know what I mean, every time looking at it. But they weren't even the best scores and stuff, so it's good to see that. And then your transfer list at the bottom, whatever. So yeah, hope we've had good fun going through that, guys. Now this game week, is huge. Now, I must say this, and I must say this loud, right? I am so disappointed that this game week, Ki Sung Young, his match kicks off at 11:30 on Friday, and I'm not going to get to use him. It's an absolute kick in the stones. Been talking privately with some guys for about, it feels like maybe about a month, or however long this has been going on, where the game week deadlines aren't buttoned together. It's so annoying, it's so frustrating, because the utility, it's so much for so many of the cards, you know, and for so many of the managers in all stages of the game. So that's a bit of a kick in the teeth for me. It's a big card, it's a big part of what I'm hoping to get out of this period of football. And yeah, it's a kick in the stones. The rewards, I must say, but last game week were lickety split sharp. You know, the game week closed at like 5 in the morning. Rewards were ready for about 10ish or something like that. I think maybe even 11 or 12 at the latest. And they came out, they were issued. I think they all gassed up quite quickly and everything as well. So, you know, at least that's been a concrete improvement to make it justifiable, I suppose. But it is still frustrating, and I would rather have every card. If a card has a game, I would rather the ability to use it rather than the choice be made for me. So I've done my teams already, okay? Now I put this out in the tweet and it's in the description of the video, okay? It's the age-old question. The age-old question. Do you go with more teams or do you go with less teams? And we'll be going, and by less you mean stronger, you're kind of not spreading yourself as thin. So we'll be going through that in some elements throughout the night as well. Live chat's filling up a wee bit. Let me just catch up with you guys. Mikey boy, good to see you. Who's hit the thumb down? Oh, somebody hit thumbs down? That's not nice. Come on, pet. I did have a little chuckle when I saw a tatty. I fucking chuckled. Fucking chuckled. I've hit thumbs up twice. There we go. Suck. That's good, man. At one. Sam Nicholson, yeah, Sam Nicholson for the Hall of Fame. Evening, Quinny, Hendel, good to see you. Hall of Fame, Oblak, Trippier, Larson, Depay, and Ale. That probably is like highest appearance. That is definitely a credible Hall of Fame. I think Trippier, Depay, and Ale fly in, but then when it comes to Larson, the problem I've got is, did I go with the rare or did I go with the super rare? Like, I looked at his super rare and he's actually like, I've only had that super rare Larson since like the very end of February, like the 20th of February or something like that. So I've had him basically like 8 weeks, and I think he's won me like 4 things or 2. I can't remember. I checked it out earlier on. The super rare's been like surprised. You know, it's yielded a good amount really quickly. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it like this. I think I can. Yes, it will say what ones I win. Yeah. So my super rare. When did I get him? The 28th of February. So you can see that there. And yeah, 3 things, you know, in 8 weeks, which is cool. I kept the Vlasic. I sold the Eric Ramirez. I gave him away, I think, in a competition. And the Cavallini I sold for 0.2. So that was cool. So I've got him kind of, yeah, that's all kind of. So, you know, I paid like 1.4 for him, and depending on what you value a Vlasic at current rate now, circa half a coin. At the time, this is a bit that as well. This is valued now. That's weird. I'd have thought it'd been the other way around. But yeah, so let's just say circa half a coin, worst case scenario. Sold the Cavallini for 0.2, gave away Eric Ramirez for a bit of good karma and, you know, spread the love and all that. So for the first 8 weeks of this guy's life, that's not been too bad for me. So I look at that and I think, right, the super rare has, and it's Larson of course, has some credibility to go into the Hall of Fame. But then I look at my wee level 13, like the third card I bought or something, and this guy has won me 8 things. Mark McKenzie, brilliant. Miles Robinson, brilliant. Richie Delap was a stalwart of the gallery for a while. Diego Chara, never really used him. Yuma Suzuki, no comment. Mark Ila Matarita, I can't say his name, didn't do much, sold him for pennies. Keylor Navas and Ronald Matarita. When we won D3, this guy was a part of it, which is history in itself, I suppose. So, you know, it's hard, but I do like my super rare visually for a Hall of Fame situation, and the rare as well. So the Larson one's tough, you know, it's tough. You know, he needs to add to his common Cristiano Ronaldo. The common Ronaldo, by the way. The common Ronaldo. Oh, it's a shame I can't even check what the common Ronaldo's won me on SoRare data, because it won't track the commons. It won't. Oh, I'd love to know. Can you see? You can't see your commons in SoRare data, can you? Because they're not blockchain. Can I see common? Yeah, nah, just that. That's a bummer. I'd love to actually know what that common Ronaldo's won me, because he's definitely like he's done surprisingly well for a common in my opinion. That's just my kind of feel. But yeah, so where to start, guys? Where to start? So first of all, I'll go to Asia right now. I'm just going to knock this one out quite easily and quite quickly. We're doing the same kind of thing. We just finished 7th in Champion Asia D3. Second time we finished 7th. Second time we've also finished 7th with only one super rare, and that one super rare being the goalkeeper, who's notoriously quite naff, but he does play every game. And if they don't concede too many, he could put up a 60 or something like that, you know, on occasion. But he's, you know, run of the mill. He's a super rare, so he gets a decent multiplier. So as long as, like, you know, it's basically 5 rares, but you're guaranteed a slightly better score on your goalkeeper than what you would normally get, in essence, if that makes sense. That's how I kind of think of it. Joel Chima Fujita, my 1 of 100 rookie card, my first rookie card, blah blah blah. He is making his debut for the club alongside Captain Chanatip, who did so amazing in the last game week, alongside Marcos Jr. Tony Sunjic is going to make his Champion Asia debut. He didn't really do too well for me in Global D4 a week or two ago, but a game I didn't use him for, it wasn't captured in the game weeks potentially, he shot 53, so I'm quite confident that the Sunjic might turn out the way I hoped. And Joel Chima, I'm not expecting him to score more than 40, to be honest with you, but I like the guy. I'm going to give him a chance. If he gets an assist or something cheeky, because I think he does take the set piece or two here and there, that could be a dangerous little team. Chanatip's in good form, Marcus Jr.'s in good form. Whatever happens there, happens there. If we finish 7th again, then okay. But yeah, so that just is what it is. And I've said it quite a lot recently to extra highlight it, my kind of attitude to the Asia region. It's one that I'm happy to know some stuff about, but I don't need to know everything about it. And there'll be different parts of the football globe where that's going to be your take, and you can still enjoy it. You know, you can still participate. I initially only bought like maybe about 8 cards from the J League, and then just through winning a few more, and then I fancy that guy, actually maybe buy that one, or you know, whatever. You can get a good little stable together, and then you can compete, and then the odd time that, you know, everything does fall into place. Oh cool, you're 7th in D3, or you know, whatever. So hey ho. Now Champion America, you're probably going to be surprised, I've only got one lineup, and we're just going with the D4. Okay, now these guys are solid. All these guys, top to bottom, I'm going to get a solid. If I get less than 350 out of these 5 guys, I will be surprised. Zella Ryan had a massive score midweek. The only worry is he maybe gets rested or rotated. Hindman is in great form. Segura is solid. And Stevie Clark, actually, I think I need to maybe revisit that. So I'm seeing those DNPs. Sometimes, yeah, I want to check those DNPs actually, because I don't think I've seen them in the... No, I've seen them in the notifications for Portland. I'm not too sure. I need to investigate that, but I'm pretty sure he was a certainty. And Big Hig, I think Higuain is so... I don't even know what his value is on the market, but if it's anywhere near what I think it is, Higuain is going to be one of these guys that shoots over 20 this year, I think. He's proper right up for it. Like, you know, the thing about it, right, when big guys go to America, and I don't want to really kind of labour this point or whatever, you've got hundreds of examples, right? But guys that always do well at any level of the game in any situation are guys that are fighting for something. You know, their pride is on the line, or you know, anything at all you can't think of. When there's something in it, you know, you get skin in the game. And Higuain, you know, you've probably seen him celebrating with his brother. If you watched the goals from the last game week, you probably heard in the news. I think it might have been the day after the match that his mum died or something like that. You know, so, or their mum died, I should say. I beg your pardon. So that's obviously like a kind of like a life thing. You know, those brothers have got to get their... Big Higgs moved to MLS and he's like, I'm moving, but you're signing my brother, you know. And they just want to play together and they want to win something together, and you can feel that. So what they win or don't win is neither here nor there, but what you can guarantee is these guys will be running through walls every game week, and when they're all of that caliber, like Gonzalo Higuain, you know, you've got a great chance of getting someone who's going to consistently knock out great numbers for you. So Hig is somebody that I definitely recommend on first viewing of this season, and from what I kind of seen last year, he's fired up and motivated. Now I've not went Champion America D3, and we'll come to that in a second. I've got a Challenger Europe lineup going out, which is punty. It's punty again, similar to my Asia D3. I've not got an active goalkeeper in Challenger Europe at the moment, but I've got lots of Challenger Euro cards, and these are all my kind of spare ones that might score well. I'm just throwing them in with a DNP goalkeeper, and we'll just see what happens, you know. If they pick up something cool, if they don't, they don't. It's just one of those things. I don't have a goalkeeper that can activate this. I'm not going to go buy one at the moment because I'm just not interested in it. And should things develop, i.e. Powell Obi does come back into the team, he's been back on the bench in the last match, then it could free up Van de Voort to come over here. So I do have the potential. So I'm not in a, I'm not going to panic buy in that sense, just to get something going, because I've got plenty of other activities. It might be different for you if you need, for the one main team or something. Of course, different situation. Champion Europe, we're getting serious now. So we've got 2 entries going in here now. The D4, Keylor Navas is coming back in. Teo Hernandez, Carlos Soler, Ferran Torres is captain. Now you might be thinking, I am fucking mental, right? But I think he plays against Palace. I've got a good feeling about it. And I think if he does play, like you've seen in the last match, he started, he shot at 67. I'm confident that the form Man City are in, the confidence that's exuding from them, they're on for the quads, and Ferran Torres, I think he's going to come into this match and I think he's going to play a big part. I'm throwing him as captain. Joe David should start against Nice. Nice are they've always been in a little bit of disarray. I think they've got some injuries at the moment and stuff as well. And Lille are gunning for the title. So Joe David is a man to be watched, because everything will go through him and Yilmaz when they're playing. And you want to be having guys, like I've seen with Higuain, that have got something to chase, they've got something to fight for, and they're going to give their all in every match. Especially at this point of the season, they are the players you need to be hot on. Carlos Soler doesn't really have that. If AC Milan at home to Lecce definitely does, and PSG of course definitely does. Carlos Soler at home at Barca, it's kind of, it's one of those situations. Valencia don't have too much riding on the season at this point, off the top of my head. And it's a home game against Barca. They'll just want to not get hammered and probably beat them if they can, by being strong and resilient and being smart with the ball. Now the D3 is where it gets exciting. I've been trying to put this team together for ages. I've been trying to put this team together for ages. We've got Oblak, Hakimi, Tripp, Sol and Depay. Solid Champion Euro D3 situation. I'm hoping that Hakimi can get those over 60 scores churning in a little run again. Same with Tripp. Sol looks to be good. Now Sol shot a 40 in the last match. He did only play 45 minutes because they were losing. I think he starts, and as long as they're not losing, I think he gets very close to 90 minutes after only playing 45 in the last match. And Depay against Monaco, it's a tough match. Monaco have been really good under Kovac. I've not actually seen them play, but from everything I read and all the statistics and whatever. But Depay's on penalties, he's on free kicks, he's a talisman. He didn't get subbed off the other night against PSG or whoever Leon were playing. I was watching it. I'm sure it was PSG. He didn't get subbed off, played the full 90 minutes. So again, they're chasing down, they're still in the hunt for places. They need to secure some stuff. So again, I'm happy to have him in. And he is Captain Depay, Hall of Famer, and along with Trippier as well. So yeah, I'm really excited for that Champion Euro team. And as long as Atleti can do the job, and then my Stardust, my Hakimi and my Depay can shoot me up. Because again, there's something quite similar to again what a lot of people will ask is like how, so some people will maybe shoot me a wee message and be like, oh, can I have a look at my team, can I have a look at my gallery, what do you think's missing? And sometimes like we're all really good at getting a lot of good, like slightly above average guys, but you do need at least one bit of Stardust in the team, somebody that can just knock something out the park, score 2 goals, or even like Sangar, who is going quite cheap E5s at the moment. He went through a lovely period at PSG, but he was in like 80s and 90s with no goal contributions and getting booked. So guys like that who have that top end quality, they make the difference. And the more of them, but you can't have a full team of them. It's a really tricky because they are all then kind of make or bust. You need a good foundation of guys that should win a game. Depending on if they're on the same team or not, it's kind of irrelevant. And then you've got those elevators, those guys that will take you from just around the places to being right in amongst the good stuff. Hall of Shame, guys. We played our captain that cost us rewards, like Rasmussen last week. Who's in your Hall of Shame, Bob? Is it Rasmussen? What happened with him last game week? Oh, he DMP'd. DMP, guys. Can't type. Oh, okay. No, don't worry, Bob. Hall of Shame's a good idea as well. That'd be funny. You could probably build a Hall of Shame squad in your club. Well, you definitely could, of course. Now, under 23s again. We're getting 2 divisions out. Okay, now the under 23 D4. It's quite a normal kind of under 23 squad I would kind of pick, I suppose. I try and keep it. A lot of guys are a lot of content creators that I kind of talk to and stuff like that. I see their stuff. A lot of guys are really into like picking like 3 or 4 guys from the same team. And but I actually like the absolute opposite. I love it when everyone's in a different team. I really do, because I think that can be a little bit more controllable. That's just my opinion anyway. And then sometimes with these like under 23s and the globals, I love it if I can pick a team from all different places, like completely different places, not just different clubs, but one from Japan, one from America, one from Champ Euro, one from Challenger, you know, whatever, and that kind of thing. Build it out with as wide variety with as much variety as possible. So, but this one, it's not quite there. We've got 3 guys from the J League, we've got one from MLS, and we've got one from the Russian Premier League or Challenger Euro with Vlasic. This team, I think, knocks it out of the park as well. I'm really confident that the Antlers are going to do well. Yokohama are the whipping boys of the J League, so Antlers, I think they're on for a good score. Valenzuela, I was picking him before anything happened with men sitting this team anyway. So the reason I bought him as under 23 defender. And as you can see, 270s on the bounce. I'm hoping he can shoot me another big one. And then Vlasic has kind of underperformed recently, but they're at home to a minnow, so I'd expect him to turn up. And yeah, so I'm actually really quite confident, quite hopeful in that team. Can do pretty well. The D3, now let me think, who did I actually pick in the D3 in the end? Yeah, I was just trying to think super rares. So this team, if we got someone from everywhere, yeah, we do. Okay, so Belgium, Holland, America, we've got 2 Belgians. And then Jordan comes in, the Hall of Fame candidate. Jordan Larson comes in to captain the side. Teze has been incredible. Van der Voort just won a cup final. And then my super rares are on great form now. So that team could do some major damage. Oh, Mikey boy, good catch on the Ayase Ueda. He's injured his elbow and out until mid-May. That's a new one on me. Good catch, Mikey. Owen Davis, I bought a Milan Van Elwick, Van Ewik. I don't know how you're meant to say it. I always say Van Elwick, but I know there's no L in it, and I don't think that's how those letters are meant to sound. Milan Van Ewik. Dyke. Wyke. Milan Van Wyke. So it's kind of like Van Dyke, isn't it? But it's EW rather than a D. Ewik. I don't know. I'm not Dutch, sorry. If you're Dutch, help me. I spent far too long on that. So Ueda, right, so who do we drop him for? Who do we have playing a match that's not been picked? We've got Mason Toy, who's not made a squad. I think I have him up for sale. Timo Weah, no guarantee on it. Timo Weah will definitely get minutes. Diatta may get minutes. Oh Jesus, we're actually quite light. Is that right? Okay, so we're either going to be using the Mason Toy, or, you know, I think we are using Mason Toy. That's the index. I know you'll play. Yeah, okay, Mason Toy it is. So we've got 2. We've now got 2 from the J League. I didn't even know who to captain it. I'd have to captain Vlasic, I suspect. Yeah. Mason Toy, I'm not too buzzed about that. I don't know if he can score 3 game weeks in a row. Especially at Columbus. Actually, no, that could be quite good because Mensa didn't play. I don't think they didn't get beat, did they? Oh, my head's up my backside and I try to remember scores and stuff. There's been so much football, and I think they drew 2 each or something like that. Sorry guys, I've got a glass bottle of our original recipe, allegedly, Iron Brew, with me tonight, rather than a can, just a wee bottle. Lovely. Right, so that's my under 23s. Now guys, you can probably tell so far, I'm actually really quite confident. Like I am most weeks, I'm really quite confident in a lot of my lineups. Sorry, Owen. I think Milan Van Elwick does get transferred. I seen a tweet 2 days ago. The club is up for sale for $4.5 million. This guy probably commands a transfer fee of around $5 million. So I think it's unquestionable he will be sold by whoever owns the club as soon as a bid comes in, because they're obviously strapped for cash. So I think he goes in the summer. I've not really seen the links. Some guys have been speaking to me and telling me that some of the links are to Celtic. I think a Celtic link would work out really good for all involved. I really do. But it's really hard to imagine players coming to Celtic when we don't know who the manager is going to be. So if someone comes in and beats us to it, you've got to think who could it be. It could be another kind of mid-level-ish Dutch team, maybe like a Heerenveen type or a 20. 20 aren't really up there at the moment. Or it could be outside, you know. Guys like that could end up really anywhere. Young, tick a lot of the boxes. You know, I remember that guy. He's got a SoRare card. Philip Sandler signed for Man City a few years ago, and he signed from a team in Holland that got relegated, and he only played like 5 games or something. So you never know. Sometimes big clubs come in, scoop these guys up, and then we'll maybe fish them out on loan and see if they're made of it or whatever. Maybe kind of similar to Issa Kabore in Belgium. That's another situation with City. Mensah suspected hammy tweak. We know what you think about those. Yeah, I don't like hamstring injuries, especially for a guy that's over 30. I do not like the sound of that. Hopefully he recovers, but Jesus, yeah, I don't like the sound of that. All-Star D4. Now, this is probably the strongest D4 lineup I've put out in a long time. Now, if you didn't catch... Did I do a fleet? I think I did do a fleet. If you did not catch the fleet, this is the reward we got for finishing 7th in Champion Asia D3 last big game week, and that was Kim Sung-gyu, who is an easy pick for Global Challenger for me every week. Now, Kashiwa Reysol are crap. The form is turning. Things are moving upwards, which is great to see. Asaka's looking confident. Ominami's doing great, and guys like Koga and Tego, and they're starting to do well upper trajectory. But this guy plays all the time, and even when they're not doing too well, he can score okay because he can make a few saves as long as the scoreline isn't ridiculous. So, great reward. I think he'll be a mainstay of my Global All-Star D4 for the foreseeable. Because I'd much rather have a guy like that. For me, my gallery where I'm at, you might be in a similar position or whatever, but a guy like that goes... I'd much rather have him in Global All-Star D4 than Champion Asia. Because, like I say to everyone when they talk to me about, oh, should I play this team or should I play that team or whatever, I see if all your players are Asian, or all of them are Challenger, or all of them are Champion, but they're your best players, you should always be chasing the biggest prizes available to you, and the biggest prizes are in the Global, undoubtedly. If you finish first, second or third in any of the Globals rather than a regional equivalent, you will be better compensated. Now, the risk you have with the Global is you may win a reward from the region that you don't participate in as much, but it's that's part of the swing. And even at that, if the tiers at global level, I think they're a bit more accurate. See when you go into these regions and you see who's up as a star and who's up as a tier 1 and that kind of thing, they can be quite innocuous and really kind of odd. And you're like, wow, how is he a star rare? How is he a tier 1? But when you go into global, because it is like the whole platform, it is it's not perfect, right? But it's much better. It's much better structured and much more balanced in that respect. Denzel Dumfries was bought for Global D4. He's been in good form. The 27 he got in the last game week did really baffle me, so I hope that is just a fluke, kind of one-off situation. Morgan, I'm thinking, is going to have a good game against Nashville, because I've seen the extended highlights of 2 Nashville games, and Morgan hasn't really kicked the ball yet. He's got it in him. He'll play, and I think Nashville are a team you can get lucky with for somebody like him. Johnny Russell starts, is going to be captain for Kansas, is going to be captain for me. Salt Lake and David Ochoa, that is going to be mental. I can see Johnny Russell getting right involved in that, and maybe getting a wee cheeky goal or two would be great. And then Chicharito, the man of the moment, 5 goals in 2 games or whatever it is. He's in great form, and I have no qualms putting him in a global situation either. If he can shoot over 70 again, away to Seattle will be a very, very difficult proposition versus the teams they've played already. But nonetheless, Fox in the box as he is more than capable of getting goals against anyone, should he get the ball within 12 yards of goal and have the ability to take 2 touches. That's basically all he needs. Now, this is probably my flagship lineup for the game week. These are the guys that I think are my strongest I've got in each position across the board. We've got some familiar favourites, and probably an unspoken, or a forgotten hero of yesteryear, who should be a Hall of Fame candidate potentially, and that is Arturo Isaka. Comes back into Global All-Star D3, and he's picking up the captain's armband alongside Barco and Larson. Hot form. Mbemba, I've played him in the last 2 game weeks, and by the way, Mbemba is on a run of 4 70s in a row. Porto are in good form. He's playing all the time. His form is hitting hot. So if you've got an Mbemba, knock the dust off him and get him into something because he's looking good now. And it's Cisniega away to Houston. Houston are probably the team I would least fear an away match for any of my defences or goalkeepers in MLS. So I just don't really rate much the Houston team. You probably got that from the MLS preview. Did do them a wee bit of a disservice, I think, because they did start the season with a good result. But I'm quite happy to play Cisniega. And I actually, That's probably the only compromise I've made this game week for more squads over less, is by playing Cisniga here, it's allowed me to play Keylor Navas in Champion D4. All told, I would have Navas in this team for this game week. But that decision, it's kind of fit, I think him away to Houston versus PSG at home to a minnow after the Champions League game they've had and everything as well, I think they're quite comparable. So I'm quite happy to go with that. And I'm hoping, because I still think, Cisniga will face more shots than Navas. So even if they both did concede 1 goal each, then I think Cisniga could maybe outperform him. But this team, guys, is lovely. It's really, really looking good, and I think it's got the right mixture for me. Yeah, I've got 2 Americans in there, two MLS cards, which, if I got the PSV card in, it would make me a wee bit happier for that wee kind of part of me that likes to have them all different, But it's still varied. The Mbemba, if you don't know this, is the card I got from a joining bonus from hitting Hybe's link and joining. So the Mbemba holds a little special place for me. Saka as a boss, Barco and Larson, as you know, bosses. Celtic, I heard, most likely another Eredivisie team. Yeah, probably. He was at Anderlecht as well. Philip Sandler, yeah, he's got a card in SoRare, and it's from his time at Anderlecht. He might have another one actually, now you say that. I think he's had a few loans, and I think there was a period where they thought, oh, this guy might break into the first team, and then he went out on loan and he's just never been seen or heard from again. And Eric Garcia was the name that came up, and even Tosin Adebayo, if I said that right. It's cool if I haven't, so I'm really sorry. So yeah, so that happens, and that's cool when it does. Quinny, do you have your eyes on Sosa at Atlanta? I've been watching their games this season, and this kid looks special. He controls the game so easy from that DM role. He breaks up play for fun and likes a long range pass. Atlanta United is so fun to watch. Now, Moldy, you are right. Atlanta are a lot of fun to watch again, which is great. I'm going to dive right into that with you, right? But I'm just going to finish off the last team we've got here. So we've got All-Star D2. Now, this is what I've done, right? This is what I've been saying in terms of the age-old question. Do you pick more teams or do you pick less teams and make them stronger? Now, I can make a punty D2 lineup, and believe it or not, this isn't the puntiest of D2 lineups I could make. This is actually quite stable. Now, I have a little bit of a conundrum over Renato Sanchez or Cuisance. So some injuries to Marseille, and it looks fairly likely that Cuisance will start, but Renato has been good for, he should start as well. So I have an extra player potentially, so there's a wee bit of variance I could make to this, but I could strip that team down and I could make it into, I could easily make it into an America D3 lineup, and then I could flip the change that I've got into an under 23 D2 punty team. But what I'd rather do is, rather than play this is just me personally for this game week, rather than playing my America D3, which would probably be quite solid and quite competitive, and a punty but quite capable under 23 D2, is I'm just going to kind of allow both of them to join, and I'm going for an all-star D2. So in the last big game week, we were actually not that far away from prizes in D2 with an even puntier team. Not too dissimilar to this, in fact. It's actually the exact same team, if memory serves me right, actually. But some of the guys didn't play and some of them did and whatever. Nunez is the biggest punt of the lot. He should be featuring in this match, undoubtedly. But it could do well. Titan really let it down because that kind of last minute change. I hope he comes back in for this match. But that's what I'm going with, and that's what I'm going for. So back to Atlanta and Sosa. Now Sosa, I've watched, what have I seen from Atlanta? I watched the first game. Did I watch that? I watched one match and I watched one extended highlights. I can't remember which was which. I think I watched the second game. I didn't see the Barco goal, so whatever game it, yeah, so the Barco goal I watched extended highlights of, and the other game I watched, whatever that was. And the boy Sosa does look really good. Emerson Heinemann has looked really good as well. The thing about Atlanta when they get going, and you know, just a lot of the legacy players I've got, as well as, you know, the new coach and the new players I've got, is it's a very attacking South American vibe. The stadium, honestly, like if you've watched them play, especially if you watched them play at home, the stadium is incredible, you know. So it's a good atmosphere, it's a good facilities, it's a very well financed club, you know. I think Mercedes have the sponsorship for the stadium. I wouldn't be surprised if they were in some way involved in like the ownership group or whatever. So it's a very well funded club, lots of great facilities and lots of great talented players, and the kind of drive that the whole club's always had has been getting front foot attacking South American talent. That's what it's always been. You know, when I was doing the MLS preview, I can't remember who I was speaking to Atlanta about with, but when they first came in and they started cleaning up, they had Joseph Martinez, they had Almiron, they had Yamil Assad, who is still in the league and is somewhere else and he's not doing that great. Vila Alba and Julian Gressel, and that was like the front attacking force. Recently they've had some other guys come and go and whatever as well, but that's the, even though they're only like 5 or 6 years old or whatever it is, that is already the club's history, that is already the club's footprint. So it's not surprising that they're the type of guys that they're continually trying to recruit and trying to football that they're trying to get installed. Frank de Boer is just some crap manager because he leaves some awful hangover from clubs that need to recover after he leaves. You picked up a rare Emerson Heinemann for 0.045. Well done. I would love a Barco as well, but can't afford them yet, so only the cheap option. Yeah, well, do you know, I've done that with plenty of players. Moldy is like, if it's like, I love Barco, do you know what, I can't afford Barco, I'll buy Heinemann. I've had lots of transfers where I've done that exact same thing, and it works out, you know, because you're basically backing, if you want Barco, you're basically backing Atlanta and forward passing, shot creation, chance creation, and Emerson Heinemann will be involved in that. Maybe even a little bit more so than Barco, because Emerson Heinemann is a bit more box to boxy. Titans out, is he not? Let me check on the actual update. I know he pulled out the lineup went out. Titan was in it, and what do you call it? And then right before kickoff in the warm up or something, he picked up a mad injury, and he couldn't make it onto the field. But I haven't actually checked like the thingamabob, but I checked it right afterwards, and it did say like precautionary. I don't think, I'm not really worried about him not playing, to be honest with you. That was my initial thoughts. I wonder if flash scores might tell me something. That's just what I'm checking real fast. Where are we? Cincinnati. There we are. Second bottom. Fixtures, and the next game is away to Orlando. Yeah, Titan's not listed as injured. I'm happy to go with Titan. But yeah, I think it was precautionary, and I think they've just not wanted to mess about because he did play so well in the first game, and then I think they've taken their medicine. He's not in RotoWire's predicted lineup. I need to check that out. Yeah, I'll need to check that out. So I'd like to know with stuff like that, because I've made that mistake before when, I don't know, sometimes these predicted lineups, you get them with sofa score as well. Sometimes they just err on the side of caution, or they err on the kind of default stance. Rather than when you're watching something and kind of following it, you maybe have a wee bit more. Anyway, I said I'm not in a position to really speak on Titan specifically, so I'm glad you brought it up, Ross. I'll dig into it further. Martinez started on Wednesday, but could you tell he was tentative with any challenges on him? Hopefully he can stay injury free. Yeah, he's a strong guy. It's a big injury, and it's one of these ones you just need to be delicate on return, and then once you're up and running again, you can quite easily go on and flourish. So that's the lineups I'm knocking out this game week, guys. I'm still managing to get out 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm getting out 10 lineups this game week, which is incredible. And of the 10 of them, I'd probably say 5 of them I think I have really good shots. Maybe 2 of them decent shots, and 3 of them are kind of borderline Hail Marys. So I'm really happy with the depth. Now, not a word of a lie, guys. Even just Ki Sung Young coming into this would transform a lot of ability in this gallery to really stretch into a lot of these D2 situations I'm talking about. And it really can't be understated enough, guys, that when you are building your gallery, you need to be forecasting different scenarios where your matches are on, they're off, they're cut, they're not cut, or your guy's injured, he's available, he's not, all that kind of thing as well. And make sure, because it is a game, and you want to also make sure you're having as much fun as possible, and a big part of that is making sure that your gallery is working for you on a match day to the best of its ability. This new feature, especially the squad one, you can do this as well, squads. So you might have seen it on the video, but I went onto Football Economist's page, and he had one, and it was like guys that were injured or something. So when you go to create a squad, you can go keep it a secret, So how do you do that? You click a box. Yeah, there's it. Sorry, there'll be lights in my face. So you check that wee box, and then only you can see it. So you can prep out little kind of clutches of your gallery. You know, think right, okay, well I need 8 players, air quotes, for Asia region or for Challenger. You make a wee squad. How many have I got? I've got 6. You can kind of monitor it and kind of watch it. Oh, there's number 7. I had to sell that guy back down to 6. You know, and keep your handle on it. Make sure that you've always got a fair balance, and you can do that for positions, I suppose, as well. You can do that for a variety of things, but balance is the key. 100%. When you're kind of stretching the gallery upwards, when you're buying new things in, because I've done it before where you kind of, I had a stage where I was like, shit, I'm just buying midfielders, like I'm just buying midfielders. I've managed to kind of relieve myself of a few of them and consolidate into bigger ones like guys like Key and whatever. But I'm loving these lists and stuff. So I've got, have I got any other lists? I made this one called Euro Locks. Okay, so when I made this little list, what I was thinking is, I was speaking about it in a video or a chat or a space or something recently, I can't remember what. But I was thinking, who are the guys that I would have bought no matter who was on the platform at any stage of the game? And I just kind of went through my gallery and I thought, him. Definitely, yeah, no matter who was on, I would definitely buy this guy at some point. And I was actually quite happy with how many I came out with. You know, I've not counted properly, but 12, 15. So that's quite cool. You know, 15 cards I would definitely buy no matter what. And I think I've won a few of them. And a lot of them I've got quite modest prices, must be said. So I've just called that Euro Locks. I'll add to that as time goes on, obviously, as I get more guys and whatever else. And oh, I'm going to dive into SoRare Data Leagues. A second, I was just thinking, what happens next again? And I made a wee one called Wonder Kids, and I kind of went through and I thought, right, who are all the kind of Wonder Kids I've got? And then as you can see, I tried to organise it, so I thought I'll put 3 really cool guys on like the cover, and then I'll have all my super rares behind that. That made it, and I've got some list of super rares that you'd call a Wonder Kid anyway. Wonder Kid, you know, Sanchez, I know he's 21, Darwin, Hakimi, but I'd still consider them like, you know, top end youth guys. And then rares, I just kind of went through my gallery. Guys like Vlasic, I don't know if he really counts anymore, but I've got him there. James Sands, I don't really know if he counts, but I've put him there. But yeah. Any tips on how to find information on Korean players? So there's 2 really good guys on Twitter. One is called, I think he's called K-League Injuries. He's really good. And Gamba Osaka English Blog is a great one to follow as well. Oh, interesting. Hendo says RotoWire also showing Higuain is out due to his mother. Oh crap, didn't think about that. I'm still playing him, but down to D4. I might. Oh, crap, I never thought about that. Moldy, the best place to check it, says those guys on Twitter. Gamba Saka English, I suppose he's J League, and then there's a K League guy. I'm sure it's just search K League in English or something. Or trust me, there's 3 or 4 accounts, and you'll see that I follow them, and the other people in the SoRare community follow them, and those are the guys to get in touch with. I cannot remember their name off the top of my head. I'm really sorry. I'd love to give you their full handle. But that's a cool wee list. I quite enjoyed making that. And let me dive in. Right, okay, so I think I lost the last game week in SoRare Data Leagues by like 50 points or something. And this game week I don't know who I'm against, but I'm like raging that I've lost the first game of the season 2 seasons in a row. I've built my lineup already. It should be in here, I think. Yeah, boom. Yeah, so let's just see the whole team. So I've already built my team because I was on the computer all day and I thought I'll just do all this and then make it quite easy for the stream. So we've went with Navas and goals, and again I've just picked who I think is my best players for matches, and I've went Koki Machida, Chancellor Mbemba and Jordan Teze. I think they're my best 3 defenders this game week. I then went for my 4 best midfielders, who I think this week is going to be Asaka, Chanatip, Vlasic and Medina. And then I went with who I think is going to be my 3 best attackers this game week, and that is Johnny Russell, Memphis Depay and Jordan Larson. On the bench we're rocking Oblak, Tony Sunjic, Keaton Parks and Big Hig. I'm definitely going to drop Big Hig out of this team because I can't have a sub that's questionable. The sub has to be guaranteed playing, because he's my safety net. It has to be in the mecha, I think, then. Yeah, let's go into Mechas. He's definitely playing. Nothing's keeping him away. And then we'll save that. So good luck to whoever's playing me. Now, I have... I've got a cup entry as well, I think. No, it's just a Flint Michigan Mega Bowl. Now, I've built my lineup for this. I've tried to not make it the same as... I won't be able to do this every game week, by the way, because my opponent will see who I've got and they might try and exploit something or whatever. Potentially, I don't know. But I've tried to make my team a little bit different, okay? So, I've went with Mbemba and T&Cs again, because I just cannot not pick them. But I'm picking Gutman. Now, Gutman, I don't know if you watched the highlights of the Red Bulls game, but Gutman is going to be the American Angelino. He's playing the exact same system at Red Bull now that Leipzig are kind of, they kind of play free at the back, and they're kind of using them like Angelino. So, Angelino, formerly of New York, of course, formerly of MLS, is definitely a role that works in MLS. Because it's worked before. Midfield is quite similar, but we went with Lewis Morgan and Ferran Torres. And up front is the exact same, but for cosmetics I've made it my rare Larson rather than my super rare, just so it doesn't look too beefed up. So it's still a really strong team, but that little triangle there of Gutman, Torres and Morgan, I've sliced in there to make it a wee bit different and a bit more fun for me. I'm using some different cards in my gallery that I think I've got a good shot at a good game week. And again, we get Big Hig on the bench. We're going to need to drop him again. Moldy, he's not the bearer of bad news. He is the bringer of good information. Why do you not think Russell's going to start? Hendo, you are the bringer of bad. Why is Russell not going to start? Of course he is. If RollWire says Russell's not playing, then I'm not buying it. I think Mbemba might be... Oh, Jesus Christ, guys. J-Stack, I think you're trying to screw me here, son. Mbemba might be questionable. Porto play Friday, so worth double-checking the news before the deadline if you can. Oh, cool. Good shout, J-Stack. I will definitely do that because I'm actually realising on the stream I've actually got a lot of lineups tied to Mbemba. And then who do I go on the bench? Nemecha. Let's go to Nemecha. So yeah, whole team. But nah, I'm not buying this. Johnny Russell's no starting. Came off the bench last time. He did an interview with, like, if you watch the Extra Time guys, there's another podcast called The Call Up that the two girls do, and Johnny Russell's on it this week, and yeah, he's playing. He's buzzing. He's up for it, unless something's happened. Like, obviously, fucking podcast isn't gospel, but it seemed to be pretty certain to me. And I've not seen anything on Twitter, but on Twitter a fair bit. I've not been that active, so I've been playing with this stuff all day and reconfiguring this, displaying the cupboard. He's not fit. Russell? No, I don't know. I think he starts. I don't know. Oh, Jesus, you're going to give me nightmares, man. I was so comfortable coming in this. I was thinking, I've kind of done it already. I kind of know my team. I know where I'm strong. I suppose I probably should have kept up a wee bit of the news today, but I've not even spoke about Club Racing coming on yet to the platform. Also, 2 seconds, guys. The last thing that I want to show you is who is in the Flint, Michigan Mega Bowl, right? So the inaugural Flint, Michigan Mega Bowl. I can enter it. I can show you who's here. Before we have any games going or anything. Now, if you are in this is the final warning. This is round 1. You've got 19 hours to get your teams in. Oh, we've got so God Morgan is me versus you. I've got Acuna 17 versus US Saturno at sit. I've got Dazar against Reskin. Il Tempo Gigante against Marcus 124. J Fraz is against Love the Leeds. That's a good old Twitter derby from there. So that will be good fun. There's a card up for grabs, courtesy of SoRare Data. And yeah, we're going to play each other once. And actually, after I made it, I thought, shit, man, I should have done home and away. That'd have been cool. But 10 game weeks is plenty, I think, isn't it? I get to decide all the game weeks, by the way. So if you are in this game week, or you're thinking about starting your private one, and you think, oh, maybe too much maintenance, I go into this and I tell it then out. So I can go round options, I think it is. So as you can see, I decided the first 2 game weeks is this weekend coming, and then the following weekend, and then I'll hopefully get a wee group chat together with some of you guys, and then round 3 I can make sure we've always get teams going out, so it's not going to be any dud weeks, you know. And that's the great thing about this, is because sometimes with some of these leagues you can go, oh fuck, I've missed it. But if it's just between you and your pals, you can go, right, are we putting this on? You know, and right, okay, we've all got teams, let's go for it this game week. Let's do a private league. So you don't need to rush through it. You can kind of decide how long it takes and when you actually play it. It's at your disposal in that sense, which is great. Great feature. I don't know if it was intended to be as great as it actually is, but love Max and all the work he does. It's absolutely amazing. Don't forget, guys, at the bottom of the page there's a massive tiny little yellow donate button, I beg your pardon, and that's a PayPal button. So don't buy a pizza this weekend, help the man out, done some great work for us. And One Shot League is back. I'll check that out. So One Shot League is back for our playoffs. I don't really know how it's panning out in terms of, do we redraft again? Do I get all the guys back that are in the playoffs? I don't really know how it works, so I'll fire that up and we'll do that. And we'll probably call the stream about there, guys. It's been good fun. I'm not using your SR. Okay, fair enough. Alan Pulido is in the same boat, not fully fit. Reckon Pulido will start though, whereas Russell will get 30. Hope you're wrong. You're probably right. I'm really enjoying this Iron Boot tonight, by the way. Stephen, she picked me up this. I'm pretty sure they brought this out for Christmas or something. I'm holding it in a bottle of wine. This mad. They brought it out for Christmas or something. It's just a wee bit of a fad. It tasted a wee bit different, a wee bit better. I didn't really like it too much, but I've been kind of sipping at that for a wee while and I actually quite like it. Might get a few more of them. Mike Basson's asking why the Flint, Michigan Mega Bowl. You need to watch the movie Semi-Pro Will Ferrell. It's one of my favourite films. Like, I find it so funny. Okay, cool, great. So we're in this One Shot League, and it's saying create your pool. So let's do that. Do we get to pick players again? Yes, we do. Okay, so we get to pick 30 again. Same script, I think, which is cool. So in terms of goalkeepers, it's playoffs, so there can't be too much choice. We're taking Martin. We're looking for a well-known router. He's not going to be down here, is he? Taking me now. Put me. So for guys that are playing and in playoffs, that's why it's some Brevin. I need to check the fucking. Surely they don't give you players that were eligible, eh? You think that would save everybody a lot of time? Well in return. Let's check the Belgian playoff situation. I'm pretty sure the title is like decided. So we've got relegation playoff. So okay, so let's have a look at the relegation side of things, right? Conference League group. Oh, okay, so Wassland, I'm going to touch Wassland. So these guys, I think I like Standard Liège if they're in the bottom playoff promotion. Conference League playoffs, I don't get what the fuck that means. Championship group, let's see. I think I want Bodar, don't we? No, title's not decided. They start fresh, it looks like, in these wee groups. They didn't used to, I don't think they used to anyway. Antwerp's goalkeeper we need, and we'll come back to this again. So we need Bodart as well. We need Bodart and the Antwerp's goalkeeper. Who is the Antwerp goalkeeper again? I guess this is enough. There's Antwerp. Antwerp. Orton de Wolf. There you go. Boom, we'll take you. And Bodart. There you are, there, son. Bodart. Right, we've got 5. It says recommended 6. Oh. I wonder. So, who else could we want? I want relegation. Conference League group. think it's conference. Mechlin are playing. I think there's a few of these conference things. Right, okay, let's just pick the best scoring goalkeeper. So it looks like they've all kind of got some sort of confidence. We'll just confirm the club before we pick the guy. But Mechlin, yeah, there we go. Sorted. So we're going to add 6 goalkeepers in. There you go. Defenders. Oh Jesus, this is going to be quite hard. SoRare Bruges. Are they playing in these things? I don't think they are. There's no relegation group. No. Okay. So no SoRare Bruges. No touching them. I don't know why they would give you guys that aren't playing. Brandon Michele. I know John's got him, so I'll pick him. I just know he owns a card. I don't know if he's picked him in this or whatever. Guys in the comments, let me know what he's up to. What's going on? Don't pick the Antwerp midfielder who is moving to Anderlecht, as he said that he won't be playing these playoff games. I won't do that, Moldy. Thank you. Struggling here, guys, to actually think off the top of my head, so I don't just scroll through aimlessly. I'll pick Mackenzie because I've got him. Munoz, sure. I'll take him as well. And then we want to get some Anderlecht guys. Jack Hendry has to be picked, of course. Fashioka's got good scores. St Truden's season, I think, is all but done. Van Houston won't be playing, although he is back in training and rumoured to be going back to Inter Milan. There's Miazga, we'll take you. We've got 5 picked, it recommends 8. Yeah, I don't know what Charlotte you're doing. Oh, why should I just filter out? Is there filters that I'm not using? Am I being stupid? Feeling well, I'm at the bottom now, so Antwerp, I'll know who I want. Juckle-Rod, there's all zeros. There's a guy on this game that's got a good bunch of stats by the name of Juckle-Rod, I'm sure. Buta. Oh, is Buta playing? So this guy's been on my favourite list since I joined the platform. He's always been crap. I think we're going to take this guy. I've got no idea who he is. Oh, Richie, that's who I was looking for. Richie, let's take Richie. Sorry, that guy, you're leaving. We used to have Richie, so we know him and we trust him. Benkovic, I didn't get a card. Who else have we got? Oh, these scores are crap, man. Where are the players that are actually good at football? Cobalt, Michael Murillo. I think I'll take Murillo. I think that Murillo plays quite a lot, by the way. Scores are all over the shot, but. Oh, this wee guy's cool. Right, I'll take you. That could be fun. I mean, if we've got 7 recommended 8. Right, let's take one more. Get it here. Midfielders will be more fun. Sandley age, Greek guy or Cypriot guy. We'll take him. Right, cool. That'll do. Right, cool. Midfield. SoRare Bruges again. Aren't playing anyone. Right, there's a few must picks, I think, from this Bruges team. De Ketelaar, definitely picking him because I like him. Vormer and Vanaken, defo. Rob Schuffs, man. Is it Mechlin? Is that who you said to avoid? No, it's Antwerp. Yeah, I don't know who they're playing. Stephen Defour, back in the country. Doing okay. I've not got too many midfielders in Champions. I'm actually thinking who would I actually be gravitating towards. I think Bocade is who I want to see come in this team as well. From guys that I know. Palaversa, no, I don't think they're playing anyone. Do you know, I was chatting to some guys and see when you see a unique reward getting dished out, you always start to think to yourself, I wish I took that a bit more seriously. And I really should be doing, I should really be properly like planning out and deploying every one of these picks, but I kind of caught myself a wee bit short. This wee guy looks cool. Ibo Kayembe. Yupin. Don't think Yupin are playing for anything, so not interested. Nah. Oh, I'm a tired man, sorry guys. It's been so much fun today. It's taking it out of me. Bocadi, there you are. Anyone else in that team scoring well? Samuel Bastian. Oof. Selim Amala. Or Selim. Oh, Chris Durkin. We American? We'll put that's interesting. I think we're playing for. Yeah, where are we? Where is Dorsch? There he is. Oof. Ofija Ofoe is in good form. I'll take him. Ofija Ofoe, by the way, it's a. Oh, Jesus, look at that. I don't like midfielders. Right, for Sharon's getting picked, of course. But look at these guys like Conga and Treble, man. Right, we're at our recommended 8. Probably quite happy to move on from there, but that sounds fine. And then up front, how many should we have? 8 recommended. Okay, so up front, Cesar Bruges are they playing today? Club Bruges are not going to play Badgie. Right, Noah Lang, Defo. This wee boy Perez, I quite like him, by the way. I was close to buying him twice, I think. Noah Lang, Defo. We need to get the mecha in here, 100%. Junior Ito, yeah. The thing I like the most about Junior Ito is he does a Kamehameha in his GIF celebration on Twitter. Onuachu is a boss, we'll take him. Bongonda, I'm not going to stack up with 3 in that team, sorry pal. I like the other 2 a wee bit better on a personal level. Which I don't know if that's the best decision making process, but it is what it is. We'll move on from that swiftly. Conan Jocelyn I like, but I don't think they're even playing. Who else do we have? Anderson Nyangbo, Roman Yaramchuk, Nemecha. I'll probably take Yaramchuk, he's quite solid. Jacobin Larson isn't playing, but I'd like to pick him. Who else do we have to go? There must be some more guys. Must be. I can't believe there's not even a Bas Dost. Maybe he's injured as well. We only get 5 strikers, but we need some more firepower. Undoubtedly, we need more firepower. Marian Shved, is he playing? Oh, I'm picking Shved. Mekon are playing, aren't they? I'm picking Shved. That could work out. That could be a master stroke. I don't even know how I've seen his name. It just came to me. Oh, Bas Dost is there. Oh, brilliant. We're taking Big Bass. And how many we're at? 7. Come on, man. Somebody decent that I know is playing decent matches. Let's just go Bongonda again. Just picking our guy from that team. Fashion Sakai is on his way out, I think, by all accounts. Sandley, should they have to even have up front? Jackson Muleka, I've never heard that guy, he's in decent form. Let's pick him. Jackson Muleka, welcome to the club, pal. Welcome to this one-shot club. Tournament Burnham Club, there we go. Right, okay, that'll do it. Add to pool. 30 out of 30 players, confirm my pool, thank you. I confirm, let's play, let's do it. And we've only got 19 hours to, Jesus. Gotta pick the squad. Right, who's got the best fixture in Belgium this game week? So let's just have a look at the fixtures. Okay, so this is who we've got. How long does this game week go on for, does it say? 30th to the 3rd. Right, okay, so Antwerp's at home at Genk. Could be a bit dodgy. Westland up until the 3rd. So we're going really from Club Bruges and Anderlecht back the way. I'm going to go Ghent. Right, if we have Ghent players, I'm going to be going with them. Yeah, Ghent is the team we want to target, I think. So I think we had some Ghent strikers, didn't we? Genk. Oh no, they were Yaramchuk. Right, okay, so we're going to play Yaramchuk. this game week. In midfield, Genk. We're going to play... Oh yeah, we'll go a Fija. And we'll take Dorse as the extra. Let's just go for it. Just lean right into it. Dorse, where are you? There you go. Let's just go for it. Right, so at the back, what defender would we like to pick? We want a defender, I think, from... maybe even take Jack Hendry at Ostend this game week. Stand the He didn't have that much firepower, though. I had one guy that seemed to be okay. So I think I would take my Hendry. Yeah, I think I'll take Hendry. And then in goals, what teams do we have? Anderlecht against Bruges, I'm going to forget about both of them. Mechelen against Ghent, I'm going to forget about that. So I'm thinking I'm going to be going, and I'm forgetting Antwerp as well. So it's Genk or Liège, really, I think. Genk away to Antwerp and Liège away to Ostend. I think I'm going to go with Van der Voort game week 1. Thank you. You can do save a player in the game week starts. That's lovely. Nice. Now I'm happy with that. Really happy with that. I hope this is me taking it more seriously than I did the first time. We bagged her for Sharon the first time, so I'm hoping we can do it even better this time. I've not checked this for a little while. I've got a free use. I've got a save a player. Fucking brilliant. So I've got some tools at my disposal. It's a cool wee app, man. I love it. We're back all on to no points again. Cool. I saw you pick Chanatip earlier. I picked up I don't know anything about Chanatip's team, Moldy. I'm sorry, pal. Don't know much about was a punt. Do you know? I don't know anything, mate. Sorry. The only person I know in that team is Chanatip. I don't know much about Asia, I'm not gonna lie. Also, there was an error with SO5, so many of the Jumbuck players' averages were down. So they're selling for much cheaper. Yeah, I think there was a J-League bug going about. There's a bunch of them showing extra DNPs that they shouldn't have. I'm still new to the game. Do you recommend to captain midfielders or strikers more often? You captain the guy that... I've got a video, very good video on the channel about captain picking. I'll let you check that out. But what I will say to answer your question is I'll pick the one that I think will score the goal. If you're tossing up between it being a midfielder or a striker, who would you pick out those two? You're tossing them up for very good reasons we don't need to discuss, right? But if you're going to tiebreaker them, who's more likely to score? Because that is what's going to propel their score higher. A midfielder that doesn't score can do great, but a striker that does score is going to be doing, is going to be bringing home the bacon for you. Yeah, so guys, really big game week. We've been here for a good little bit. I still don't even know the scores from the Europa League tonight, so let's check that out and we'll probably call it a night, unless there's any more questions from you guys, of course. We've not even got to Racing Club. I'll need to check them out tomorrow, I think. What day is it tomorrow? I've got some stuff on. No, we will check them out tomorrow. Just won't be as early as I kind of initially thought it might have been. 6-2 to Man United. Wow. You can't see this little pop-up screen, right? 6-2. What happened? Cavani, Bruno, penalty. Of course it was. Pogba laid on by Bruno. Greenwood laid on by Cavani. Man United, eh? What are they all about? And then Unai Emery. Oof. Doing a number on Arsenal, catching them cold rapid. Nicolas Pepe showing up with his token goal. Okay, I'll good night of Europa League football, must be said. But I'm happy with that. I'm content with how we left the last game week, and I'm really excited for the Flint Michigan Mega Bowl. I'm really excited for my D2. I'm really excited for my D3s. I cannot wait to see in the comments section of the video, guys. Nominate a player from the gallery you think should be entering the Hall of Fame. We're going to use it like an upvote system, so if you see somebody nominate the player that you want to nominate in the nicest possible way, add a comment to their thread if you want, but just give that guy a thumbs up, and I'm just going to carry out the thumbs ups for who is going to be the people's entry into the inaugural FC Barcelona Hall of Fame. Guys, it's been a great video, been a great stream. I've had a lot of fun. So much to talk about. It's just taking it right out of me, guys. Have a great night. Have a great game week. If you've won something, I cannot wait to see it on the timeline tomorrow. I'm sure Hybe will have a podcast coming out. SoRare Thursdays. Woo! So make sure you check that out. Like, subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff, guys.